It's been a great pleasure being here. Actually, I've been to a few conferences, as you can imagine. Most of our crypto addicts have been. But I think more importantly, what I feel about this conference is good energy, a lot of mix of technology, folks from tech backgrounds, and also from just general business background, which I think is important to have.
I see. You totally jumped into my next question, where I was going to ask what's different compared to the other blockchain conferences you've been to, but I guess you've answered that already. Or would you like to elaborate more on that?
I think there are conferences that are really different, right? Like DevCons of the sorts, right? You've got a lot of heavy tech folks, which is really important, and those are amazing to go to. What I like about this is the content that Gabriel and the team have developed, which I think is really important. It goes into the kind of hardcore aspects of this technology and the crypto space that is really important. That's an amazing question, and I'm not surprised coming from somebody like you, as global probably. Yes, it's true. My family has immigrated to the US when I was 14. I come from a well-to-do family. I was a refugee of war, a political war. And I think I did my education in the US, but when I went to Africa to do mobile payments and infrastructure, I was introduced to Bitcoin in 2011, and it was very powerful to see that because it almost gave me hope for some of the solutions that we were looking for in mobile payments in emerging markets. I don't think I would have noticed Bitcoin if I was living in the Western world so much. I think I noticed it because of reverse innovation, right? Because of the necessity that it was needed, something like that was needed. And I became interested in it very fast. It's a great question, and on one side, I do not want this to be a kind of a gender-focused topic. It shouldn't be. I am in this place because of my experience. If anything, a lot of these guys running around thinking that they have the crypto experience actually don't. A lot of the folks made money just by waking up. And that's one way to make money. That's great. Another way is to test a lot of these pilots. I got involved in 2013, and then at General Electric, obviously, have pushed the whole question around decentralization and tested a lot of the protocols that exist. I don't like that being mentioned a lot. At the same time, I do think it's important because I was a teenager once, or in my early 20s, where I looked at women that were in industries that I wanted to be in, and I was inspired by their story. So it is important to talk about it. It is important to have a conversation with my guy peers that I invest in that, quote, forget women in this space and forget to invite us and forget to share deals with us. And I think at some point it needs to stop and it needs to be more collaborative. At the same time, I have an enormous amount of guy friends in this space and collaborators who are just as collaborative and supportive, and I absolutely adore being around them. There are a number of problems, but I'm quite an optimistic person. But I'll mention one which I think is, it goes to the root of us as humans. I think humans look for a solution all the time outside of ourselves. And what's amazing to see is that we will continuously, if we have a problem, be it a climate change or something personal or a scalability in your business or a platform or a new business model, or we are continuously looking outside our team, outside ourselves, outside our company. And a lot of times our solutions are staring at us in our face. It is our egos, it is our conscious effort we have to put in, it is our spirituality, it is our connection to another human being. Blockchain is not going to solve a climate change, nor is it going to solve poverty, nor is it going to solve everything that people claim it's going to solve. It is a combination of things. Yes, technology enhances progress and has given us so many things we use today, but at the same time, we need conscious effort to solve processes, to develop processes that are more inclusive, to create companies that are more suitable for women when they breastfeed, for example, right? Why don't we have that, right? Or to give fathers more time off. Simple, very simple, but we don't have it in the US, right? It's just one of many probably countries. Those are small examples. And then poverty, right? We could solve poverty today. We don't need blockchain. And so that's one of the problems I see, is that we tend to put everything outside. Very, very rarely do I find people who say, actually, it starts from me, it starts from my team, it starts from my company. And what inspires me then at the same time is when I find people like that, is that they actually are willing to push the boundaries, to have candid conversations, transparent relationships and open relationships to actually solve something for larger a group or population or area or industry. It's not blockchain. If it's a distributed ledger that we've had since 1970s, I'd say yeah. And there are companies, as you've seen many people on the stage talk about, there are banks and companies that are using it today, and that's great. True, the centralized blockchain and things that we are running around claiming it will solve everything, it's not scalable at the moment, and it's very expensive, right? AI and the different levels of AI, so a certain level of machine learning that I have been so humbled and blessed to be around of some of the scientists in the space, works. And I really see it work, and it could better our lives. Now, it is up to us how we train AI from various perspectives, from ethics, which is a whole different discussion, to gender gaps that exist at the moment, and cultural issues, right? I do see VR working. I do see robotics working, absolutely. I see machine learning working. I see a blockchain working, but it's not scalable as folks talk about it scalable at the moment. Certain levels of machine learning can really give us efficiency that human mind can't achieve, and I am no expert in this space, nowhere near. I've just been, as I said, blessed to be surrounded by scientists who are amazing in the space, and I've seen pilots. And machine learning gives us an efficiency that we cannot have and we cannot achieve. Human mind is a kind of linear thinker, and we have a linear growth where computers and systems can have exponential growth. And that's not in the same level. It doesn't compete. So I do think that combination of human design and machine or AI design is phenomenal. So I'll give you examples of, let's say, algorithmic trading, or in 3D printing, or in cleaning of data, or predictive analytics, or maintenance, or anything like that. You can have an AI algorithm running, or machine learning, right? And has a particular outcome, but you need to marry that with the human decision making for a particular outcome, for a particular industry, whatever you're looking at. You always have to ask, what am I looking at and what's the value I'm trying to create? And then see, because one decision from a human perspective is probably going to miss a lot of things because of the data and influx of data that we're getting. On the other side, the machine learning and AI will miss a lot of things because human beings and what you're designing for a human is very emotionally also driven a lot of times. So we have to marry it with human decision making. I don't see it one way or the other at the moment. I don't have a crystal ball for the future.
Well, that's very insightful.
10 years from now, again, I don't have a crystal ball, but depending on an industry, I think that machine to machine and IoT we'll be looking at today and probably laughing like we did, right? Like we were looking at internet before and laughing at, people saying, what's internet and how does it work and what's that @ sign, and how does the @ sign work? On certain industries, absolutely. Certain other ones, we don't need it. It's expensive. And I just don't think that we'll go many places. And I think it's complex. Supply chains are complex, right? I'm not sure where it will go. Maybe it will be a decision-making capability. Again, it's not technology. It will be up to a government or community or a team or a company to say, we are now creating our own private blockchain or database or interoperability with another country, and we will have trade on smart contracts purely, right? And that will work. In some places, we'll stay behind. I don't know if you remember one of the panels I mentioned that access to technology is not equal in the world. And therefore, education on that technology is not equal. And therefore, progress is not equal. And I think going further in the future, unfortunately, we'll see more of that disparity if we don't do something about it.
Thank you very much. I really did enjoy this interview a lot.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And I'll see you around. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Yeah, that was nice.